Yo, what's going on, guys? Another episode of Tetas Bill. Like the title says, did Alibaba scam me? I don't know. Short answer. I just ordered them last night. What did I order? Well, everybody sees all these social media videos of all these, content creators ordering these Alibaba wheels. They're ordering the 26 inches, the Fords, the Forgiatos, and all that stuff. I seen some Belaks on some Beamers and some Supra cars and stuff like that. I'm like, I need some for the hatch, but I don't want to spend the money, right? So what I did a lot of research, and by a lot of research, I mean I watched a lot of videos on YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook. So shout out to all the social media resources out there. I watched all the videos, and I kind of planned the method on how I want to buy the rims. The first step, you want to go to Alibaba. You want to find a distributor that is verified, that there is positive reviews, that there is, a lot of reviews, first of all. How are the reviews? How is the company? What's the turnover rate? Stuff like that. Turnaround for the stuff. But nonetheless, guys, I did it. I'll go ahead and show you what I did. I'll go ahead and show you the messages, kind of what we're looking at. And then we'll go ahead and start the fitment of the rim to the hatch. They sent me a diagram of what they want as of for the fitment of the car. The wheel, sorry. I'll go ahead and show you the diagram they sent me. Now you see that diagram, it has a whole bunch of, what's the gap from the caliper to the center of the rotor, from the bottom of the rotor to the top of the caliper, whatever it may be. You guys seen the diagram, so we've got to go ahead and get all that information. That would go ahead and send it back to the lady. Now, what really is making me feel better about this process, that they're crystal clear on the communication and they keep the updates. I told her if it's possible to keep me live updates on, everything that's going on. And she said, of course. I know right now she's waiting on the measurements that she asked me for last night. Again, guys, it's nighttime over there right now. So right now, I got to get all the numbers and then send it to her tonight. That way she go ahead and send it to the engineer and they can start making the rim. She did say it was going to be about 45 to 60 days. I won't receive my rims for 60 days. But again, I'm willing to wait, especially for this steep discount. All these videos that you see on social media, they're talking about how these companies are ripping you off. They're ordering it from the same places and just slapping the label on it and la 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 la. I don't know if it's true, but we're going to find out. But like I said, guys, let me be the guinea pig. So I'm not going to show you the vendor that I used until I actually receive the rim, because I would hate for anybody that watches this video, goes to Alibaba and says, oh, Tetas bought it, so it got to work. You know what I'm saying? They go and they get scammed and I get scammed. If something happens, you see what I'm saying? So wait the 60 days, wait the process, tune in every week to see the updates that they're giving me.
Okay, let's go.
I be feeling like fuck cops, let them get the buckshot. Dollar bill, I'ma show you where the buck stop. Hit them with the kung pao, I be going nuts now. To get the rum rap, shorties gon' fuck now. Baby, I'm back again, ain't nobody iller. Beating on my chest like a fucking gorilla. Grew up on a Tribe Called Quest and Jay Dilla, but the Mac taught me how to swing donuts. For real, I'm just a product of...
Alright guys, so here we are. We're going to go ahead and remove the rim. Now, according to Alibaba, they sent me an instruction on some measurements that I need to do, based off the caliper and stuff like that. Bumper! Okay, guys. So we got a couple measurements that we need to do. Let's see here. We got... my messages. Here we go. All right, guys. So if you guys can see here, we have A, B, C, D, E, F. We have to get all these measurements. So pretty much, the distance from the farthest corner of the caliper to the middle, from the from the axle to the beginning. So I'm guessing, you know, from here to the beginning of the caliper, you know, and then here to the end of the caliper. And then, you know, we have these distances as well. So we'll go ahead and get those mapped out. That way we can go ahead and send them the accurate ones. So let's go ahead and get it. So here we are. We got a couple measurements here. Like I said, we got A, B, C, D. So what we're going to do, we're going to go A, B, C, D, E, F. And we're going to go ahead and use the diagram that they sent us to figure these out. So measure the distance from the center of the hub to the face of the caliper. Maximum distance. So the center of the hub to the face of the caliper, maximum distance will be the edge of the caliper. So let's go ahead and scroll here. Make sure we get our A. Let's grab our A. So we're going to go ahead and do it by millimeters. Got my little trusty caliper. There we go. Edge match. We're going to go 13 millimeters for A. 13 millimeters. So we have our A. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. We're looking for B. So B says measure the distance from the center of the hub to the face of the caliper minimum. So therefore, we go back. B, we are at the center of the hub to the minimum of caliper. So therefore, we are back. Middle of the hub to the minimum of the caliper. I would say minimum. I'll say they're at the very edge of that caliper. I'm gonna say 82 millimeters. Right? 82. Earlier we had 126. Okay. So we got 100 and max edge, we're gonna go 130. 130 millimeters. I was reading that wrong. It's actually 130 millimeters to your beginning. So I would say 88 millimeters is your B. Okay? Now we are going to find out C, which is measure the distance from the center of the hub to the bottom of the caliper maximum. So again, center of the hub, D. So we've got A, B. Now we got to figure out C, which is the center of the hub to the bottom of the caliper. Center of the hub to the bottom of the caliper, we are looking at 136. Going 136 millimeter. 136 mm. Okay? Now we have to figure out D, which is measure the distance from the center of the hub to the top of the caliper minimum. So the minimum from the center of the hub, back to 0, center of the hub to the top of the caliper minimum is going to be about 94. Get that right. 94 millimeters. And reset it. We go back, tear that. We're back to inches, millimeters. We're gonna go here all the way to there. 94 millimeters is gonna be the minimum. Okay? Then we're going to go ahead and measure E, which is going to be the face from the hub to the face of the caliper. So face of the hub to the face of the caliper. We got D, we got E, we got D. So the face of the hub to the face of the caliper. So the face of the hub is going to be the edge of the hub to the face of the caliper. I believe they're going to be on par, on even really. So the hub and the caliper, maybe, let me see. Measure millimeters. Measure millimeters. We'll use this end. So we got 1 millimeter hub. Let's do a cross real quick. 130. 1. And then I got 1. I would say that's flush. But what I would do, I'll say 1, and I'll give it like a 1 to 2 millimeter clearance, because again it said from the hub. Let's see here. Lord have mercy. From the start the video.
It already is.
Why did the light turn off?
I don't know. The video's on.
Okay. So the hub face, which would be the hub face, which is this, the face of the rotor, to the very edge of your, which I'm telling you guys, it's, see that? That's the edge. That's the edge. That's the edge that is giving us. Hold on. The edge giving us. So I'll give it. Alright guys, so we're back at it. I'm figuring out F, which is pretty much how much does the axle protrude from this. Right here, it doesn't protrude much. I'm going to zero this out. Zero out. 1 millimeters. It doesn't protrude much from the face. Right? I'll tell you exactly how much it protrudes from there. It's from there to out here. I would say that's about right there. We're at 43. Oh no, I lied to you. What am I talking about? What am I talking about? It'd be right there. Alright guys, which is right there. We got a cross section. It's pretty much pipe fitter. If you're a pipe fitter, you know what I'm doing. We're talking about 15 millimeters, guys. But in the future, if you ever upgrade to DSS axles, the DSX axles are going to be they're going to penetrate, they're going to protrude just a little bit more. So I'm going to give myself a little bit more clearance. I'm going to go ahead and make that a put it up to the edge. I'm gonna put it up to the edge. Alright, so 25. I'm gonna give myself a little 20 action. Give myself a little wiggle room for those axles. So there you got it, guys. Here's our numbers. That's pretty much based off the chart that they sent me. Those are the numbers I'm gonna go with. Again, I'm gonna just give myself a little bit more space just for the simple fact that those DSX axles, you know, they pop out just a little bit more. But yeah, heck yeah. Other than that, guys, that's gonna be all for this video. And then tomorrow's video, we'll go ahead and work on the fuel pump. Finish that up, get that repatched, and get her back started. But other than that, let's go ahead and get these measurements back to Alibaba. That way the engineer can start on our rims. Let's get it. Alright guys, so like I told you guys, I'll go ahead and show you guys how and where I got the rims. I told you guys I wouldn't show you guys the distributor, but I don't feel like editing this all out. But first things first, if you guys can see, I went to these people. I looked at their page. First thing you want to check is make sure that they're verified. If they're verified, check their reviews, check their stars. These people had a 4.9 star rating. They had a 100% on-time delivery rating. You know, they had a lot of positive reviews. I didn't see any negative reviews. You know, you guys could see and go through the messages here. This is a sample that I sent them. Sending them, you know, asking them if they made any type of wheel like that. And to her response, you know, she sent me this wheel, which was, you know, damn near close to what, you know, what we wanted, but not, you know, not exactly what I wanted. But she also sent me a couple examples of, you know, rims that they've made before. As you can see, I sent her these ones because these were the 3-piece wheels that I was interested in possibly getting. If you guys know how much these things cost, everybody knows these things cost about $1,200 to $1,600 a piece. Yo, what's going on, guys? Another episode of Stepdad's Built. You know, would make those in gold. You've seen it. You know, we had to cut the video a little short. The sun went down. We're not going to go ahead and start messing with the fuel pump today because I kind of just want to open it, seal it, put it back, call it a day. But y'all seen, we went ahead and got the measurements for the rims. We measured the center of the caliper to the minimum, to the maximum, from the top to the bottom. You know, the hub spacing, the axle protrudement. We measured all that, so we're gonna go ahead and send the results to Alibaba, and then see if the engineer could give us a 3D scan of what the rim is supposed to look like. I know that last video I showed you guys, showed y'all, it looked real good. But again, guys, stay tuned to this series. This is the Alibaba rim series. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully I don't get scammed. Hopefully we get some good quality stuff stuff. You know, because at the end of the day, we're still spending a good chunk of money for this stuff. You know, I'm not paying $500. You know, I'm still paying, you know, $22, almost $2,300. But nonetheless, guys, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Stay tuned to the next video. We're gonna go ahead and knock out the fuel pump. Again, I got the parts and all that stuff for it. But yeah, guys, we're just gonna cut this one short and catch you on the next one.
Yeah,
let's get it.
you guys got it.